Intrigued by the alternate scenarios in the One Piece universe, I couldn't resist spending a day exploring the possibilities. What if Luffy was never born? How would the fate of the Straw Hats crew unfold? The outcome I discovered was both fascinating and tragic, leading me to realize that the Pirate King's mantle could have been inherited by someone unexpected. In this hypothetical timeline, where Dragon never finds Luffy's mysterious mother, several key events before the main story remain mostly unchanged. Garp, for instance, would still be on Dawn Island, raising Roger's son, Ace. Ace would still meet Sabo, and their brotherly bond would form through shared experiences and training. Sabo's ship still encounters trouble with the Celestial Dragons, but Dragon rescues him this time, realizing the importance of being present in his child's life. However, the most significant alteration occurs in Chapter 1. Shanks arrives in Fuchsia Village but never encounters Luffy. Consequently, Luffy never consumes the sun god Nika fruit, and his journey to becoming Joy Boy never commences. At this point, I want to present a speculation that could significantly impact the story. Shanks originally intended to give the Nika fruit to Ace, not Luffy. This assumption stems from Shanks' knowledge of the fruit's significance and his connection to Roger. We know that Roger discovered the prophecy of Joy Boy's return and initiated the Great Pirate Era to find the rightful heir. The evidence suggests that Shanks' mission as the Straw Hats' guardian was to find the suitable candidate for consuming the fruit and guide them toward becoming the Pirate King, while Luffy turned out to be the accidental recipient. I believe Shanks initially planned to give the fruit to Ace, Roger's son and a confirmed member of the D clan. In this alternate scenario, Shanks finds Ace and bestows the Nika fruit upon him, potentially sacrificing his arm once again to ensure Ace's destiny as a great pirate.
That is a man who will never be forgotten.
From this point on, the story largely follows a similar trajectory, with Shanks and his crew keeping a watchful eye on Ace's development. Ace, now possessing rubber powers instead of fire, becomes a formidable pirate and eventually joins Whitebeard's crew after being defeated by him. This decision disappoints Shanks, Rayleigh, and their companions since Whitebeard has no interest in reaching Laugh Tale. Nonetheless, Ace adapts to his new abilities and proves himself a capable commander under Whitebeard's leadership. Now, let's explore the fate of the Straw Hat crew without Luffy's presence. It quickly becomes apparent why Luffy is the main character, as his absence takes a dark turn. In the East Blue Saga, Luffy doesn't save Koby, and Koby remains trapped as a slave on the pirate ship for the rest of his life. He never fulfills his dream of becoming a marine admiral. Without Luffy to intervene, Zoro starves to death while imprisoned by Helmeppo, who never intended to release him. Zoro's dream of becoming the world's strongest swordsman tragically ends. Buggy, having reached the Grand Line, is captured by the Marines, and Nami fails to escape from Buggy's clutches in Orange Town. Usopp, driven by his desire to be brave and fight, finds himself paralyzed by fear. Overwhelmed, he succumbs to his fears and chooses to run away. Unfortunately, this decision proves disastrous as Kuro's men arrive and mercilessly slaughter Usopp and the other villagers. Meanwhile, Usopp's father is busy enjoying a party with Shanks somewhere in the New World, oblivious to the tragedy unfolding. The story takes a different turn as Sanji continues working happily as a cook for 2 more years, until a mafia boss arrives at the restaurant. The boss threatens to kill all the cooks on the ship unless Sanji agrees to get married. Reluctantly, Sanji complies and is taken. There, he faces humiliation from his family before Big Mom's crew murders the entire family at the wedding and takes Germa's technology. In the absence of Luffy, Namis Village remains under Arlong's rule. Arlong's men confiscate all the money she has saved, and Nami is forced to draw maps for Arlong while locked in her tiny room inside his castle. Laboon continues smashing his head against the red line until he succumbs to his injuries, and Brook is unable to fulfill his promise to the whale. On Drum Island, Chopper stays with his mentor, feeling scared and uncertain about his place in the world as a monster and outcast. When Wapol returns to the country, he kicks Kira and Chopper out of the castle, subjecting them to his tyranny. Crocodile kills the king and Vivian discovers the secret chamber. In this alternate scenario, Robin either refuses to reveal information about Pluton and is killed, or she does disclose the truth. Pluton is located under the country of Wano in the New World, under the control of Kaido. Crocodile rapidly strengthens his position, surpassing his growth if he had been captured and sent to Impel Down. Robin embarks on her own path, but sooner or later she is captured by the agents of CP9 or CP0 and taken to Impel Down. As the last scholar of O'Hara, she never discovers that Saul is alive or that the library of O'Hara has been saved. Instead, she becomes lost in the darkness of her heart within the depths of Level 6 in Impel Down. Frankie continues his delinquent life as the head of the Frankie family. At some point, Lucci and the other CP9 agents learn that Frankie possesses the plans for Pluton. Frankie heroically burns the plans in front of Lucci's eyes but is executed by the enraged agent, who has transformed into a giant leopard. Jinbei and Ivankov never escape the prison until much later. Jinbei becomes a revolutionary. This is what would have happened to the Straw Hats had Luffy not existed. If you like this video, don't forget to like,